Morning, everybody, and welcome to another Telling It Like It Is. My name is Jade Alberts, the founder of Pure Guidance. I am excited about today's conversation, but before we get into it, I'd like to make a few announcements. Our sponsors, Startup TNT, who are just launching their next summit. Of course, they want to raise over $1 million for the companies, startups across Western Canada. There'll be summits in Calgary, Edmonton, Saskatchewan, and we just announcing Manitoba. So we're excited about that. So the website will be in the comment section shortly. Also, the Canadian Blockchain, their Canadian Blockchain Summit is coming up October 19th and 20th in Calgary. You'll be able to click on the website shortly and find out some more information about that. But there'll be some of the leading blockchain experts from across Canada coming to Calgary. But today we have three guests with us, with Roadator. So what I'm going to do, instead of me coming in and saying everything, I will let you guys introduce yourself.
Okay. Hello, guys. My name is Temi. I'm the co-founder of Roadator. And we've been doing this for over a year right now, and we've learned a lot of things, and we'll be sharing that with you guys today. I'm with Sean and Lavender, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hi, my name's Sean. I started at Roadator this January, so I've been with the project for about 7 months now, or 8 months. And I started as an intern, but now I've moved through the business development and I'm in operations now.
Hi, I'm Lavender. I am the CEO, co-founder as well with Temi. So I've been at it for over a year now as well. And we are rolling, let's just say.
Well, growing is a good thing, right?
Yeah, it is.
Always.
Yeah, I was hoping that somebody would say that we are growing because, I'm not going to lie. I hope I never have to use your service, but all joking aside,
Ideally.
Obviously there's lots of people that are going to need it. So, and going to use it across Canada. We'll get into the different aspects of your business in a little bit, but there's obviously, one of the things I love is hearing the founding stories of companies. So why don't you share how your company was founded?
Okay, so last winter, as you know, like the roads are usually bad, so I had like a minor accident, just something minor. And I wanted to tow my vehicle from the accident scene to like an auto repair shop. So the first thing I realized for those of us without AMA, which is like over 55% of Canadians, is that like there are no digital platforms to request help. And everything has to be done manually. So you go on Kijiji looking for a tow truck, or you go on Google looking for a tow truck. Now, the problem with that is that like you have severe long wait times, especially in the winter where there's snow. You don't want to be out there waiting, communicating with different people. It's like it's cold out there.
The minor accident in the winter is not so minor. However small it is, when you're freezing, it's terrible.
So you're out there trying to talk to different people, and you have no idea where this person is. Like they might tell you 5 minutes away, meanwhile they're in Airdrie or something. Like you have no idea where this person is. There's no way for you to track their location. There's no upfront pricing. People just charge you whatever they want. And like there's no one vetting the quality of the service providers. So since I experienced this first time, I was like, why not just create a platform that connects people needing roadside assistance service to the nearest available service provider? So what we've been able to do is like build a team and build a community even before our product came out. Started talking to people and realized this was a prevalent issue. So we decided to solve that for everyone around. And it's been amazing so far. We have a community, we have customers, we have partners that we're working with, we have dealerships we're working with, and we have tow trucks we're working with. So it's been awesome so far.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. I mean, you said 55% of people don't have CAA or
roadside assistance coverage. Yes.
Wow, that's a lot higher than I thought.
I know.
It's insane. Yeah.
So if I know, we have CAA or AMA, I don't know, one of the two. My wife, like it's under my wife's name, but so if we come in, it gets done or whatever, I don't even know the cost because we never seem to see it. But so when you say it's all over the map, I guess it does depend if if it's a snowstorm and you need a boost, the cost might be $200 for you. If you need something that's not busy, it'll be less. Is that kind of when you say they're all over the map?
To be honest, well, all of them up in terms of like with roadside assistance, there's so much to do with roadside assistance. So someone your tire is down, another one you locked your key in your car. It gets to a point where AMA and CAA have to decide between the guy that's stuck on the highway between Edmonton and Calgary, and they need their transmission is blown or something, and then you just locked your car key in your garage. Like your key is locked in your car, but your car is in your garage and you're safe. So it also includes that as well. Like roadside assistance is very broad. And then because CIA and AMA are the only two that most people subscribe to, that's the long wait times that Temi was talking about. Like if you need something but you're home safe, they're not going to care about you. The moment you let them know about your location, they're going to have to deal with the person that's stuck on the highway with kids in the car and stuff like that. So it is all over the map in terms of the types of services that people need, depending on the part of the country that you are as well.
That is interesting. So, I mean, I guess, are you like with obviously the two big ones, AMA and CAA, are you guys able to work with them to get overflow, or how does your process work in general? Are they just like, you know what, they're competition. If I have CAA, we don't even care, about you, or we try to get to you to say, hey, don't do it. It's too much of a monthly cost. Use us as an option.
Well, obviously, these are bigger and they're like kind of more established organizations for roadside assistance within Canada. Road Data obviously definitely comes as a way to disrupt like the monopoly that they have over this. Because if you think about it, like for you, Jade, how many times do you need a battery boost? Like, honestly, how many times in a year do you need a battery boost? Almost never, right? But then if you're paying $6 a month or $10 a month, depending, because it also changes with province, right? It's like there's no need for you to pay for that if you're only going to use it once in 5 years. So when it comes down to the numbers and the head count in terms of the number of people that actually have these subscriptions that don't use them, it's kind of like you're okay without them because you don't really use them. So Road Data was created as a subscription-free service. Like you don't have to subscribe for it, and when you do need it, yes, it's kind of like when you need it, you'll pay that $100, $80, whatever it is, and you use it that one time, and you're probably taking good care of your car, so you're not needing us every month. Because if you need us every month, then that's something else to deal with. But we are just an alternative for the people that don't want to be paying for these fees because they most of the time don't need them anyways within the roadside assistance industry. Okay. So we're not essentially working with them, but we're working for the people that don't work with them.
And something else I would like to add to that, like last winter we discovered that because of the crazy amount of wait times, because the wait times from some of those companies were like over 72 hours.
Not even. That's 72 hours was good. There was people that would come back. 72 hours was a good day. It was.
Yeah. So with us, since we don't have that much volume and we have like the numbers, we have strength in our numbers. We have like a lot of tow trucks providers. We realized that we could cut your wait time down to like 45 minutes or an hour. Instead of waiting 3 days for someone to come help you, why not just get connected to independent tow truckers around your area that can come to your aid? So we realized we're actually faster, which was our strength, because we are actually building a large collection of service providers or supply that can address the demand that comes in the winter. So speed is one of our value propositions.
One of our value propositions,
yeah. Most times you see members even that have these subscriptions to these companies use us in the winter because they can't afford to wait 3 days. They can't afford to wait 3 days.
If you really want to understand kind of what's going on, AMA doesn't provide their own trucks just like us. AMA has service providers that work with them. And if you go on Google, you can go see which service providers are partnered with AMA. And oftentimes you'll have, like, for example, Lethbridge, I know, has one partnered provider with AMA. There are over 8 different towing companies in Lethbridge, though, which means that there's 7 other companies that you could use that are not AMA partnered, so they're not going to get sent to you. But through Road Data, they actually can help you, so you have more options.
So I guess my question is, obviously, a percentage of those have an exclusive deal with AMA or CMA, and that's basically who they go to. So you guys would, go into, let's use Lethbridge as a continuing, saying the other 7 companies, hey, we're going to
independent guys, the smaller guys.
Yeah.
Put you on our platform, and then obviously, hopefully, how are you, I guess I see how that works internally, but how are you going to find, let's say, the Jade Alberts or my neighbors or Zach Storms or whoever it is to get them to know about your platform?
Marketing. Yes, marketing actually. So like what we did was actually like we built a community first. So we had to think like the customers initially, like where do I find people needing roadside assistance without subscription? First place, Kijiji. So we went there, we tried to gather as many people as possible. We went to dealerships and mechanic shops of people that like buy pre-owned vehicles, and we try to reach out to them that we know you're buying used vehicles, you might have issues. This is this platform that can actually help you whenever you have issues. So in that way, we're reaching out to so many people, and our marketing, like Sean is doing amazing. Like Chris is doing both the operations and the marketing as well with some other people that work for a company, and we're seeing random people talk about road ADA that I don't even know. I was going out on the streets one day and someone met me. I was like, "Oh, you're the tow truck guy." I'm like, this is a random stranger just meeting you. Like, "You're the tow truck guy." I'm like, "I guess so." So like the marketing is good. We're able to like build the community, reach out to people we know. We know exactly what our ICPs are. We know what they look like, the kind of cars they drive, the years of the car models, and where they buy their cars. So in that way, we could reach out to all of them, and they know about the service.
And another big thing is internally with the app and with the platform, we really want to focus on the actual quality of the service people are getting. Because not only are we providing them lots of providers, that means there's lots of different prices, but also lots of different quality. So a big thing we want is reviews telling us how this guy did, how that guy did, how did we do overall. And so a big thing that we've actually gained a lot of success on is referrals. We get referrals all the time. And it's just people who enjoyed the service. They're like, hey, the guy came really quick, no questions asked. I didn't have to pay him on the spot. I paid through the app. It's whatever. And yeah, I would tell someone about this platform. And so suddenly we just keep getting people coming in and going, hey, we're hearing really good things. Like we're just going to give it a shot this time, especially because it's not subscription based. It's really easy to just be like, hey, I'm going to use it this time. I just want to see what happens. And we offer competitive pricing. So unless you already have the AMA membership, like there's really nothing to lose,
I mean, like, and even if you have the subscription service and you want something faster when the wait times are crazy in the winter, you use us because we've had multiple cases where people, even with the subscription, do not want to wait multiple hours, and they'd be all like, yes, Rodada, we're using you still.
We'll just use it. Yeah.
And the thing is, you can also, like with our bill, you can go back and just like expense it with wherever your subscription, like maybe with your insurance company or wherever, and you still get paid. So in that way, we're kind of working together to help them with their overflow, but not directly.
So, and I guess you offer all the services that a tow truck would, right? I mean, if whether it's a boost, whether it's a tow, whether it's, have you guys expanded out to any of the insurance companies or things along those lines? I mean, I guess that could be in a question down the road, but I guess, are there any other services that you offer within your app?
Yes. So obviously we put a lot of effort into roadside assistance coming into the summer. The app is actually ready. You can download it. So what we've been moving into now, which I'm kind of like heading now in the operations, is we wanted to take this further. We think that we can offer the same types of service and style of service for instead of roadside assistance for long hauling. There are lots of people trying to move cars across the country, and they don't really know where to turn, to look, who to find, who actually does it. And so we're building another kind of app. We might add it on to the roadside assistance app, but it might be standalone product where it allows people to go find service providers specifically offering towing services across the country. And we work with 3 big dealerships in Calgary right now on that. We're moving for dealerships, and then we also want to make it for customers as well, private customers. But that has its own issues involved with it, which is kind of going into the app as well. It's helping us learn about what we need to incorporate into our product.
Very good point. So like in a way, you look at us like on the vehicle shipping, on the vehicle logistics, we're B2B. On the roadside assistance, we're B2C. So like if you look at road data, it's just made up of the roadside assistance part and the vehicle logistics part.
So what kind of I mean, I get the dealerships, right? That makes sense. They might be shipping, maybe they have their own. I'm not sure, but what kind of percentage is that? The average dude. If I want to take my car, I'm moving to Halifax or I'm moving to Vancouver. I don't want to drive it. I don't want to haul it behind my U-Haul, or maybe I can't haul it behind my U-Haul. So is that a big market?
So now for the B2C part of the vehicle logistics, they aren't actually a target market because right now they're probably less than 5% of our orders. We focus more on B2B because of the volume and how repeatable it is, and you can get your forecast. For example, on an average auction sells over 200 cars every week. So basically, you need to move 200 cars from different sellers to the auction yard, inbound, and that same week, you need to move some of those cars to the new buyers outbound. So someone has to be providing the transportation services all around. So that's volume. And imagine doing this repeatedly for different auctions around. You're saying like the market is massive. We're talking about, I think, in North America, it should be about 10.8 billion. Like vehicle logistics or vehicle transport services, the market size. So like it's big enough for everyone to actually have their own piece of cake around.
Ah, nice. So I guess I want to ask, like, why would you make that a different app? Why wouldn't you be able to incorporate that into one app? Would that be a little harder to market if you're going to go, a roadator and then a road shipping or whatever you call it?
Yep, ideally, essentially, they're two different products if you think about it. So putting it all into one app would not be, it would make the app, it wouldn't be ideal for people that are just using it for vehicle logistics and they're finding all these things to tap on. Like, okay, why am I being offered
it's way too much information.
Yeah. And the fact that the customers are different as well. There's the
Yes.
B2B part and there's B2C. So like we're looking at dealerships, auctions. Like the same way I'm going to talk to dealership is not the same way I'm going to talk to Jade on the street with his car having issues. So like the fact that the ICPs are different means the platforms have to be different.
Interesting. Yeah, well, I mean, it makes sense, right? We talked about a little bit before B2B, B2C, two different things. So I just, I know when you're doing two different things on two different apps, it costs a lot more money, and of course, it, you have to spend, two marketing kind of budgets on each one. So it was just a question.
Yeah.
So now, I mean, I know you guys are pretty strong here, in Alberta, and that's where you started, based out of Edmonton, and you're doing here. So have you expanded to, to any other provinces yet? Are you getting requests from any other provinces?
Yes, we're getting lots of requests from other provinces, especially for logistics. That's a huge one outside of the province. Expanding for us is just going to involve, we are really looking at trying to get as many service providers from as many different cities involved with the product as soon as possible, because then we can just give our customers more options. That's the biggest thing for us expanding outwards. The app is so accessible. We already have people asking about it, but we got to make sure that the service is capable and flexible enough to deal with what's happening outside of Calgary right now.
Jade, let me tell you a story. I got a phone call one day. I was at the gym and someone was like, is this roadator? I was like, yes. I'm a dealership in Manitoba, in Winnipeg.
Winnipeg, yes.
Yeah, Winnipeg. In Winnipeg, we need to move some cars from Toronto. And I'm like, okay, how did you get my number? Like, I just said it so nice. It was like, I got referred by someone. Like, Jade, you mentioned the name. I have no idea who that person is. I literally have no idea who that person is. I have nobody in Winnipeg. My team members know nobody in Winnipeg. But the news, like we're growing organically, which is so good because it shows that our product is solving a problem for people, like a specific niche. And the organic growth has been key to our success so far because we're currently bootstrapped. So with the low CAC, we're still growing because of the way people talk about it. And we just keep getting referrals. So like we're getting calls from people in different cities outside Alberta because they already know what we do, they know about the product. And I feel that since we are getting that reputation, like it's just the future looks so bright for roadator.
Well, that's awesome. And I kind of, it kind of brings me, I had Heiko on last week and he talked about, about the struggles he's had, locally with fundraising. And I've got Connor coming on next week, who's just raised $20 million. So I've got I bring on
Nice.
a whole whack of different types of things. So you've said you've been bootstrapped to to now. So I guess if you were to have an ask here, you are raising, what are you looking for? And, how fast do you think you can grow if you do get investment?
So that's the good thing about our platform is that we have a good runway. We're already like we have a very good runway. Like the product life is good. Like everything we've done so far is in profit. So what we're trying to do is like nail it before we scale it. Like get the repeatable playbook that can be applied to different cities in Canada.
Yeah.
So right now we're good. We're not asking for anything because we're in profit. Our cash flow is looking real good. So we want to actually nail this process first, improve our valuation. Like we have a goal we've set for ourselves that we have to achieve before Q2 2023. And with that, we can actually go to any investors. Right now, we already have people reaching out to us to invest, but we don't want to collect money yet.
Nice.
Before we have a clear vision of this is what we did in Q4 2022, this is what we did, this is what we could improve, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So right now that's what we're doing with testing, but we definitely have plenty of opportunities for investors.
Yeah, for investors.
But we want to come with something solid, and that's kind of what we're building right now as a team.
Nail it first, then scale it. So when we nail this, like we have a good runway, we have positive cash flow already. Then maybe when we want to scale further, maybe across to the States, because like the market is like 10 times bigger, then we might need help. But for right now, we're good at where we are, and we're not looking. The only thing we need right now is just more connections to dealerships, more connections to auctions, more connections to transportation managers, so we can tell them about the product and how we can simplify their logistics operations and make it easier for them to make more money using road ADA and reduce the problems associated with transportation.
That puts actually a really big smile on my face hearing that, right?
Why?
For a few reasons. Number one, we talk about how you have to be out there, how you have to prove that your product works, show that you can expand it, not only from, Alberta, but does it work in Manitoba or Ontario or the Maritimes, right?
Yeah.
And having that before, as an active investor, those are things I want to see. And you're focusing on your business rather than focusing on raising money that you say you don't need. So those things as running a business is very important. And I think when you guys do get out and start looking to raise capital, a lot of people will really appreciate the time that you put in to do your homework, so to say.
Yeah, like I was telling, I think I was telling we're one of the few platforms that we got our customers first without a product. Like we had no product initially. What we
That's
did
true.
initially was just building
We're
the community.
practically faking it until we made it.
Yeah, so we're building the
Because a lot
community.
of people were, yes.
So we're building our community, building customers. Like there was one day I texted one of my mentors in Platform Calgary, George. I was like, dude, we have a lot of customers but no product. We have these dealerships, everyone waiting for the product, but like we just have them ready. So what we did for the first year was just building that customer base, building that community, building those people that would want to use Road ADA, that would want to use Road ADA, building the relationships with them. And right now that we already have the products, we see that like we're getting massive downloads already because we already have that community. On Instagram, we have close to 10,000 followers, and we've grown over 200% on our LinkedIn page as well. So like we're growing organically with people talking about us, and I feel like this winter is going to be so massive for Road ADA. It's going to be like an explosion. It's going to be an explosion. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually waiting for the snow to fall.
Yeah, let's not go there. Oh my God. I'm not looking forward. I mean, I like winter. No, don't get me wrong. I'm a Saski guy, and I like it, but I don't look forward to the first.
You can wait.
I can wait. I can wait a little bit longer. I'm kind of enjoying this plus 30 weather right now. I mean, for anybody that wants any more information, I just slapped the LinkedIn up there. I know the Road ADA website is there as well. Unfortunately, it is down. They're doing a few little tweaks to get it better, but it'll be up today. So definitely check that out. I know we kind of throughout this conversation, we touched base on what's next for you guys, your roadmap, what you're doing. But is there anything else that, let's say, maybe go a little farther, maybe 2 to 5 years down the road? Where do you see Rotator?
The goal of Rotator is just to be like the paradigm for vehicle logistics and roadside assistance. Like I keep telling my team that I don't want anybody in Canada in the next 3-5 years to think about vehicle shipping without thinking about road data. I don't want anyone to think about roadside assistance without thinking about road data. Like I'm telling the marketing team, like we're building in community, but I want you to get in their faces going forward. Like we want to be known for it. Like, the same way when you think about certain brands, some things come to mind. We want that goal. Like we want to actually get the Canadian market, like get a significant portion of the market share first.
Nice. I love that. I mean, and again, right, I just love the process that you guys are taking. It's one that a lot of entrepreneurs should be looking at and making sure that, you validate your customers, you can do it, that you actually can, make some profit from it. Doesn't have to be a lot of money. It can be just anything that, you haven't sold to your mom and dad, and there's other people that buy it, before you go out there and ask for money. So I kudos to you guys for the way you're doing it. It's extremely efficient.
Yeah.
So I guess, as we come and move forward here, I mean, I always like asking this question where, I mean, I've been doing this for about 240 plus episodes, and I just love the answers I receive. So we'll give each of you a chance to answer it, and maybe we'll start with Sean. But if you had one piece of advice for an entrepreneur or startup, what would that be?
I think to piggyback off what Temi just said, really knowing your product and knowing how you're going to execute it helps so much. I feel like that's super generic. Maybe it's too easy to say that, but it's something that I feel like has helped with our process a lot, is that we know the identity of what we're doing, and it stops you from hitting those little bumps in the road and kind of getting really frozen up on them. Like when an issue does come up with us, because it's a startup, stuff happens all the time. It's not straightforward. Just having a really, really strong sense of your identity and what you're trying to provide is so helpful for carrying on through and just dealing with those issues immediately and just powering through. I don't know if that's great advice.
It's advice.
It's an advice. Yeah.
It doesn't
it's
matter.
advice. There you go. That's what I personally feel, though.
Temi, what about yourself?
Yeah. Two things I want to say is that I've had people talk to me about, so how do I learn about running a startup? How can I start? Like, basic thing, just start. You don't even have to figure out everything. Just start. Like, experience is the best teacher. So you might not have everything figured out. Just go there. We keep learning on the job. Every entrepreneur I've asked, they keep learning on the job. And don't feel bad about mistakes. Like, we all make mistakes. But the problem is getting stuck in your mistake, because you're meant to learn from your mistakes. So don't think about figuring everything out, and just go for it. Just start. If you're thinking about an idea, just start executing. And other entrepreneurs in the startup world, like streamlining your product or streamlining your customers is really good. Like knowing exactly what your ICPs are. Like I think that was where we nailed it initially, was that we knew exactly what our ICPs were, what our customers were, and we were able to provide the services that they needed based on their pain points. So streamlining your ICP is really good, because you know who to reach out to. It helps your email campaigns and it helps your marketing strategies. So streamline is good. Don't think you need broad set of customers, but streamline, like know your niche. Like niches bring riches. Like they've said that a lot, but that's true. Know your niche. Like I wrote it that we know who we're talking to. We're not talking to everybody. We know the size of dealerships we're talking to. We know the type of auctions we're talking to. We know the online dealerships we're talking to, because we already know what ICPs are. So focus on that, streamline the process, and you will see everything becomes easier from there.
Nice. Lavender?
Agreed. Personally, I'd really just say hang in there, because some days are definitely tougher than others. I've come to learn, but yeah, it requires a lot of actual muscle. So hang in there. Some days you get up and you're not really willing to do it, but at the end of the day, just remember the end goal. Remember your end goal, regardless of what the current journey is, regardless of how overwhelmed you might feel or whatever, it's like just stick through it. It might pay off.
Oh, I'm sure it will pay off, right? I mean, obviously you have a co-founder, you and Temi, and now you guys got a team, so it's nice to have that in there. But I mean, even for those solopreneurs or people that are alone, it's a journey that asking for help is not a sign of weakness, and we talk about that, promote that, and saying the one thing I love about the Alberta ecosystem is that it's very collaborative. There's lots of people that you can reach out to help, to ask questions. Doesn't matter if they're an investor, another startup, a business. There's so many people here willing to help that, it always puts a smile on my face every time I talk about it. Yeah. But again, I really like to thank you guys for coming on and sharing your story today. I mean, it's great. Now people will have a few months to remember who you are and then get ready for the winter.
Yep, for sure.
Or who knows?
For
Maybe
sure.
there'll be a lot of cars overheating this week in Calgary. It's supposed to be like
Oh
32
no.
today, so. As long as it's not mine.
All right, thank you so much.
But again,
for
thank you
having
guys
us.
so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. And again, anybody who wants to, you just go to the App Store, download their app. Their website is roadator.ca. It's in the comment section. Click on it. It'll take you there. If it's down, just have a little patience. They're doing some tweaks today, and it'll be up soon. But again, thanks a lot, and I hope you guys enjoy your long weekend.
Thank you for having us, Jade.
Thank you for having
All right,
us.
everybody, enjoy your day.